Welcome back to a new video. So, if you made it through the last one, I apologize because I was crashing out and very confused the whole time. Why our team could not win, and not only not win, because that's part of baseball, but lose in the same exact way in the last inning, the bottom of the last inning, every single game, or at least for a significant percentage of them. But we have won one in a row, so hopefully our team continues to make improvements. Of course, the Athletics are 21-13. I even had a file where the Colorado Rockies made the playoffs in the first year, which is kind of hilarious because you would think that would be pretty close to impossible. But we get the first out of the inning. Jung-Ho Lee is going to get walked here. We're going to see if he can steal. He gets out there, so a little bit too aggro on me. And Brandon Lowe is going to pop out there, so nothing happening for us this inning. Shane McCallahan is getting the start today. He gets the first out of the inning, gives up a single, gets the second out. I don't know why I decided to pitch around, but we are just going to see how that works this game. Parker Meadows is up. He is going to get out here for the first out. Dylan Dingler is going to hit a solo home run to opposite field, 414 feet to opposite field, moshing the ball. I'm so glad that we were able to pick him up because our backup catcher is certainly not that dude. Jonathan Aranda is on first base now with 4 straight walks, which you don't see 4 straight walks if you take pitches. You only seemingly see that if you just swing away, and that happens. So ground out there by Chris Bryant is going to move the runner to second with 2 outs, leaving Christopher Morel with a chance to score a run here with 2 outs, but unfortunately he pops out to the shortstop. But we do get a run, so we are up 1-0. Jason Dominguez is up, and he is going to lead off the game, or the inning, I should say, with a single. We're going to get the first out of the inning. We're going to move into the second out, and this is going to be a sacrifice bunt with 1 out by Trent Grisham, which I thought he was a pretty decent hitter. He is, so very weird decision on their point. Pablo Reyes is going to get a walk here with 2 outs, but we are going to get out of the inning here. That is just super close to being a 3-run home run, which would have been absolutely devastating. Brian Rocchio is up. He is going to hit a single up the middle. It's 241 average. I almost feel like it's deceptive because I felt like he had a higher average than that. But I think because a lot of his hits are just singles like that, it makes it seem better than it is, where he probably doesn't strike out a lot. That's probably honestly what it truly is. Chandler Simpson, he's going to get an infield single there. So we have 2 guys on base. Jung-Ho Lee is up. He had a walk his last time at bat, but this time he is going to fly out. Brandon Lowe is back up. He popped out the last time, but this time he is going to go yard with the short left field wall in the Yankee Stadium, and he is going to hit a 3-run home run. We'd love to see that. So already on a better start than we were in the last one. Parker Meadows is going to get a walk here, although I think in the last video we actually won at the beginning, but I could be wrong about that. So 0-1 count because he's deciding not to steal. 0-2 count, now he decides to steal. Dylan Dingler, he is going to fly out. Very annoying how they just decide not to steal. But if you hit force, then sometimes they just randomly get out. Parker Meadows with 2 stolen bases. So he's up to 12 stolen bases. So pretty decent amount for us. But Jonathan is going to ground out there. So unfortunate for us. Anthony Volpe is up. We're just going to continue the pitch around strat, and it's going to work great for Aaron Judge as he goes yard to opposite field, cutting the deficit down to 1, or by 1 to now 3 for the New York Yankees. But it looks like, oh no, a 2-out walk there. Now it looks like that's it they're going to get for this inning. Chris Bryant with his 138 average, he is going to get a single here. I kind of hope that he figures it out for us, because it would be nice to have kind of that veteran presence as someone that can come off the bench or just, exist as a first baseman and potentially outfield, just someone that's there, and then let the young guys kind of develop in AAA. Would be ideal, but I mean, if he doesn't, then we can throw him away because we basically got him for free. We could bunt with Brian Rocchio, but it doesn't work, so we're swinging away, and that's going to be another walk. So we have the bases loaded now for Chandler Simpson, definitely hitting a grand slam. He grounds it to a double play, but it does get us a run. It moves the guy to third, so Jung-Ho Lee is back up. So now we have 5 runs. You'd love to see it. So we're moving the lead back to where it was with a 4-run lead. Austin Wells is back up. We're going to continue the pitch around strat just to see what happens with it. could do pitch to contact, but I feel like that always results in them getting lots of hits anytime that I've tried to utilize that for more than 1 or 2 batters. Parker Meadow is going to be the second out of the inning here. At least we're not striking out every time. Marcus Stroman actually has 5 walks and no strikeouts, so a very odd game for him. But that's one of the reasons why he's given up 5 runs for that simple fact. So we get the first out of the inning. Shane McCallahan's already at 72 pitches, so this might be his last inning. Aaron Judge is back up. We're going to go ahead and we threw it at him. I guess that didn't work. That's odd. So Shane McCallahan decided to not follow directions, so you don't like to see that. Jonathan Aranda is going to get a walk here, so a new pitcher comes in, same result happens where he is getting a walk. Chris Bryant had a hit his last time up, but this time he is going to get a walk, so they were just walking a ton of batters this game. Christopher Morel is up. His sac bunt is 55, which would tell you that he should be able to lay down a sacrifice bunt. You would think, can he do it? Nope, he can't. We're not going to make him try it again. He grounds to a double play instead. Even a better result than having a sacrifice there. So we do have a guy there, but there is 2 outs. And Brian Rocchio gets a 2-out walk there. Chandler Simpson is back up. He has 1 hit today, and he is going to have a... Oh my gosh. We already saw that animation in the last video where it hits the runner, and the amount of times that happens ever in baseball is astronomical. Like, it does not happen very frequently, and I've seen it now twice in a very few amount of games. So that's very just... I mean, it's cool, I guess, that it exists in there. It, you know, higher than 0% chance of happening, I suppose, but it's certainly not tuned correctly, I would say. Jung Ho Lee is up, because that should be like a 1 in like 10,000 at-bats like that happens. I mean, how often do you actually see that in a major league game where the base runner gets hit by the batted ball? Like, it's very, very rare, or I don't know. Maybe it happens a ton and I just don't see it. But, you know, playing baseball your whole life and then watching baseball, you kind of get a sense of how statistically likely some random things like that are, which is not very likely because a lot of people don't know, you know, what actually occurs when a batter gets hit by a ball, if they're out or if they're safe or if it's interfere, you know, all the in and outs of that. Do we bring in Ryan Pepiot? We do have a 4-run lead. Some of our guys have a little bit less fatigue than we would like. I think we give Ryan Pepiot the chance to come in and deal to Austin Wells. He goes ahead and walks the first guy. He hits the second guy. Would love to see that. And grounds into a double play though, so he comes back from those 2 poor at-bats. Jazz Chisholm is up, and he's able to get him out. So Ryan Pepiot is pitching a bit better out of the bullpen. That might just be where he needs to be. We get hit, so we need to... Oh, he's injured. Now we have to bring in... That's very annoying. So he has a bruised hand, so he can't play through that. He's not very tough. We don't have a backup catcher. Spencer Torkelson, it's your day off, but you get to play catcher today. Bet you never thought that was going to happen, so I suppose we should get an additional catcher. But Spencer Torkelson is going to get a walk there. Did it show him batting? Oh no, he took over for the runner. Okay, I thought it showed Spencer batting left-handed. I was like, Dylan Dingler wasn't even right-handed. So Chris Bryant is up with 2 guys on and no outs, but he is going to strike out look, and you hate to see that. Christopher Morel is up. Last time he grounded to a double play. This time, even better, he strikes out. Brian Rocchio with 1 hit today, and he is going to ground out in a fielder's choice. So nothing happened in there, and now we have Spencer Torkelson as our catcher. Not ideal, so hopefully nobody gets on. Looks like Brian Pepiot wants to allow Aaron Judge to steal, but I guess it works out. Spencer Torkelson throws him out at second. Kind of funny that that would happen, but now they have Carlos Carrasco, the former Guardian pitcher, 38 years old, now pitching for the good old Yankees, doing pretty well this year. Did really bad for the Guardians last year, but it is what it is. He's a great guy. Survived cancer, if you didn't know that. Missed some of the year when he was on the Guardians, or 1 year, because he had to get cancer treatment. So he's a pretty tough dude. But he's had some productive years, for sure. All right, so that's going to be it for us in the top of the 9th inning. We are into the bottom of the 9th. our favorite inning because we like to lose games at this point. So we have a 4-run lead. We have our closer in and immediately give up a home run. We get an out. We give up a walk. We get a second out. And we actually win the game. So not a save because you can't pitch into a save unless that statistic has changed over the years. But our closer had some productivity in that last inning that didn't result in the other team winning the game. So I suppose we should get a catcher at some point. Maybe Dominic Keegan can come back up, even though he's only batting .214. We kind of do need to have a dude that's up here who can be our backup catcher, because that would be not good to have a long-term replacement of Spencer Torkelson as our catcher. So what we could do, so Johnny DeLuca, we brought him back up. We don't really need him because we have Sal as well. Now the question is, do we keep Sal up or do we keep Johnny DeLuca up? I feel like we drop Johnny DeLuca down. Maybe we can actually trade him, why not? What can we get on the open market for our friend here? So he's 26. We kind of have a lot of good outfielders. You know, we have Jung Ho Lee for a couple of years, who's also 26 and is starting in center. We can get Tim Herron. That would be dope. So we might trade for him. A good reliever would be nice to have. I don't know why they want to trade him. I guess they really need a center fielder. So it might be our best option. So we're going to go ahead. Tim Herron's only 28 as well. We're going to go ahead and just grab him. So that means we got to make some adjustments. So Dominic Keegan is going to be brought up to be that backup catcher for us. And could drop down Zach Littell in 6 games. He has a 5.82 ERA. Alex Fato has a 6.23. So we're going to see if we can just drop him all down. We're going to... Can we try... I guess we can try to trade him too. Because you put him on waivers, you're kind of just losing him for free. So see if there's anything that we can get back for him before we throw him on waivers. So we can actually potentially... So this is where you have someone like Joe Jimenez who's injured for like the whole year, where I actually don't mind a trade like this because he's, you know, a pretty good pitcher. There's pretty low risk. Like, we're basically getting rid of that guy. So then all we have to do is just throw him on the 60-day DL. We bring Tim Herron up and look at our bullpen there. So essentially we get like I guess a high risk type trade, but there's no really risk in a sense because he's just going to be on the DL all this year. And, you know, we just kind of have him chilling for next year. And still have 2 years of control. That can be a bit of a scam if they don't have any, if it's a 1-year contract and you do a trade like that. But with 2 years of control, we might get high value for a catcher like that. So let's look at our starting lineup here. So in center field is Sal is getting the start. Dominic is not getting the start. So yeah, I think Sal can he play the infield? He technically can play the infield, but not very well. So we'll see how Sal does. Maybe he gets his first hit of the season today. Carlos Luna is back up. Bit of a rocky start the last time, but he ended up pitching pretty well. I think our team ended up losing in the bottom of the ninth, and he gave up, I think, 3 total runs, but he had the lead, I think, leaving or it was tied, one of the two. But Chandler Simpson's going to strike out there. His average it's actually holding steady at 326. I think it had dropped down a little bit. Sal is up. He's going to ground out there, so has not had his first hit this year. Jonathan Aranda does have a double, so unfortunately, nobody's on base. I feel like that's when he gets most of his hits, is when nobody's on base, but he does have some RBIs and stuff, so he's certainly not entirely useless because he does lead. Or no, Brandon Lowe actually has most RBIs, even though we moved him down in the order because his average was dipping a bit. So then Carlos Luna is back up here. We're going to pitch around to Kyler Schwarber, get the second out here, and give up a single here with 2 outs. He's going to steal second, but that is going to be it for the Phillies. Parker Meadow is up. He is going to ground out here. So unfortunate. Dylan Dingler is up. He is also going to ground out. And with 2 outs here, Brandon Lowe is going to do the same thing and ground out. So nothing happening for us that inning. Johan Rojas is up. He strikes out looking. Rafael Marcon is up and he gets out. Trey Turner is also out as well. So you love to see it. Brian Rocchio is up. He is going to ground out. Unfortunate for him. Christopher Morel, he is going to ground out as well. He continues to just be a thorn in our side with his 209 average. But I don't know. I feel like he might be next up to get moved to another team. He's only 25. You know, he has like good stats. Like you kind of hope that he figures it out. But with Chicago, he had a 199 average last year. With the Rays, he had a 191 average, and with us, it's 209. So I mean, technically, it's better, but it's not really that much better. Bryce Harper, we're gonna pitch around and get the single because he is Bryson Harper. He's still second, but we strike out Kyle Schwarber, and nothing happening for them. So Carlos Luna is dealing today. Is Sal going to get on base? No, Sal is not. So he continues to be on a big offer this year with his 0 average. This is actually just kind of hilarious at this point. Spencer Torkelson is up with a runner on first base, and he is going to hit into a fielder's choice. So there's 2 outs of the guy on first base, and he is going to actually hit a triple. So that is massive with his speed, but more importantly, that's going to get a run across. So Parker Meadows is flying around the bases. You would love to see it. So now it is 1-0 with our 2 hits. Dylan Dingler is up with 2 outs and a guy on third base, but he unfortunately is not able to sneak that past the shortstop to get our second run. So Carlos Luna, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 4 innings pitched, and he's at 56 pitches. So I wonder if he'll be able to make it through maybe the 6th, maybe even the 7th. He is continuing to deal, so another 1-2-3 inning for him. Brandon Lowe gets out. Brian Rocchio also out. Christopher Morel, he unfortunately is out as well. So that's going to be our next target, is to see what we can do about third base. So that could be someone that we bring up, someone that we have sitting around. I don't necessarily want to bring in one of the younger players. We have a lot of kind of first baseman guys that are ready to come up. So if we can get someone that could play a little bit of third for us, that could be ideal. We're going to pitch around Bryson Harper, and he is going to get out. So Carlos Luna is actually turning out to be just a really good pickup for us. His ERA is a little bit high because we punished him in the last game for giving up a bunch of runs. So his last start wasn't really well. I think it was the start before that where he pitched pretty well. Steal second. Steal second. Why are you not stealing second? All right, Sal, swing away, bud. Sal gets his first hit of the day. You love to see it. So his average is now up to a blistering .083. You love to see it. So we're going to try the double steal, and it does work. So Chandler Simpson is getting close to 50, or he might be at, no, he's at 47. And Sal gets his first stolen base of the year. Jonathan Rand is up with a 1-0 count with no outs, and he is going to actually deliver now with a base clearing double. You'll love to see it. So now we're up 3-0. So now we're on a bit of a winning streak. Torkelson is hitting at the center field, but not far enough to get Jonathan to third. Parker Meadows is up, and he is going to strike out swinging. So with 2 outs here, Dylan Dingler is going to ground out here to end the inning. It looked like he was going to sneak through, but we do get 2 more runs that inning. Carlos Luna is at 82 pitches, so he has a pretty good chance of getting through this inning. No walks, 6 strikeouts, and now he has 7 strikeouts. Brandon Marsh is up. He gets another out. He's at 90 pitches, and he's able to get out of that inning. So he is absolutely dealing. What a great start for Carlos Luna. You love to see it. Brian Rocchio, he actually gets a double here, so you love to see that as well. So he is there, and he's really kind of holding down. I mean, with a 250 average at shortstop, he's really good defensively. If he can stay around that point, then he is really good. Oh, Christopher Morel hurt us talking about getting rid of him and finding his replacement, and it looks like he did not take kindly to that, so he hits a 2-run home run here to extend our lead to 5. Chandler Simpson is back up, and he hits a triple, so no more stolen bases for him today. Well, that's actually an insane triple if it's down to that point, but he is super fast. So with 1 out here, Sal Frelick is up. He has a guy on third base with superstar speed, and he had to hit his last at bat. He is going to fly out here, so he is going to have a productive out, which you'd love to see. So high contact guys seem to be the key to have behind Chandler Simpson, so they can just put the ball in play. And then we have Jonathan Randa up here. And we get 3 more runs this inning. and extend our lead to 6-0. Carlos Luna is up. He's pitched 7 innings with 8 strikeouts. He's at 92 pitches. We have a really big lead, so I kind of want to see, what he's made of. Can he make it through the 8th inning? He gives up a single here with 2 outs. He gives up a home run. I still want to let him get through this inning, and he does. So he ends up giving up 2 runs. We're going to have to bring in a closer for the next inning because I believe he's going to be at like 115 pitches. But you know what? He pitched really well. He could have had no runs given up, but we pushed him a little bit further than what he was able to do, and that's all right. So we're going to do a hit and run. Why not? So I guess that's a foul ball. We're doing another hit and run. So ground out there. Parker Meadows is able to get to second base. Brandon Lowe is up with 2 outs and a guy on second base, but nothing is happening there. So Carlos Luna is at 104 pitches. I really would like to see him get a complete game, but with our boy up, Bryce Harper, we really don't want to be dealing with that. So we're going to bring in our new guy, Tim Herron. So he might be a huge part of our bullpen strategy because he is left-handed and he's also rated really highly. And wow, with both lefties coming up, so he's really just clutching up for us being in this part. Brandon Marsh, 3 straight lefties, so they have a lot of Actually, they have 4 straight lefties in their lineup. So Tim Herron is coming up very useful for us, but unfortunately does not get that guy out. But he does get him out. So Tim Herron, he might get promoted to being our closer because I didn't realize how useful having a left-handed pitcher is. But at the same time, you kind of want him there for matchups since, as you see there, a pretty massive amount of lefties in that lineup. And so it makes it quite useful to have that there for us. So we have 2 straight wins. We're getting back close to 500. Even though Christopher Morel, he does have 5 home runs this year. He does, so he's at a better pace than I guess last year's average. Still only 216. So we still have the potential of looking for someone to pick up the slack. So like we have Chris Bryant. He is certainly a candidate to get dropped off if we have someone that is doing really well in AAA that can come up and play some third base. So Junior Caminero, he's batted 384 in AAA, and he can play a little bit of third base. So he's kind of the ideal option if he would come up and play well. And then we have an outfield prospect that's close to ready to come up. We had Xavier up for a game or 2, but he's mostly just a slugger, so he does not really have potential to play third. Colin Manzardo's kind of in the same boat there. So with Cleveland, a 196 average. With us, a 174 average, so he just needs to spend some time in AAA. And then we have Curtis Mead that's kind of in that same boat, so he can play some first base, second, short. So we kind of just need to start moving these guys around a little bit. So we're going to offer, we don't want to do that quite yet. So we're going to set his position to left field. Set his position to left field. Curtis Mead, where are you at, buddy? So his potential is a little bit lower out there. We're going to actually move him to right field and see how that works. So Sam Bachman is doing okay in AAA, but got exploded when he was up at the major league level. Junior Caminero, his third base is maxed out. His second base has some more potential to increase, so we're going to go ahead and set his position to second base there. And then Xavier Isaac, I'm curious. I don't think he'll be. It looks like his infield stats are really low, so the likelihood of him learning to be able to play third base is pretty low. Carson Williams looks like he's a really good defensive player, so we're going to potentially, we could even look to bring him up. He's batting 340. So we're going to see, because he hasn't been at the major league level this year. So we can see if he's able to do that. But I kind of want to leave him down there. We have those, and let him play some third base. And we don't really want him on our team. So we're going to go ahead and release him. And we're going to try to sign 2 catchers if we can. So let's see if there's any. Wow, we have 4,000 catchers up here. So we're actually going to bring these 2 guys up. And just leave those 2 catchers. We need to bring him down to All right, so we have a lot of good prospects. What is our player development level at? So 6 overall, quite interesting. We're going to look at the free agents to see if there's anyone interesting. So we have Danny Jansen there. He's fragile. He's batting 102 this year, so we got rid of him, but he's not going to... Surprisingly, he doesn't mind signing with us, which is interesting, I guess, because he's still making a lot of money. No one really too terribly interesting. I mean, we can look at someone like this and give... we'd have to give him actual money. We don't really want to do that. Xavier Fernandez, we can go ahead and offer him a minor league contract. He'll probably just sit in AAA and never get brought up. Brent Diaz, kind of the same deal. We look at some nut catchers. Whoop. There we go. So I don't know why was he released? So he was just randomly released? Did he ever pitch? So he pitched at the major league level last year and didn't pitch that well, and then okay, so we are going to for sure offer him a contract. I don't know why he is we have a lot of money, so we're just going to give him $10 million. We're not going to mess about with that for sure. So I don't know why they bothered or tried to release him, or I guess not tried, actually released him. So that's rather odd, but hey, that's why it's good to check free agency sometimes. Like, you got a little steal like that, and you know, you love to see it. So let's see. All right, so we're good there. It'd be really cool to get Andrew McCutchen as well, but it's not really the most productive player for us to have, mostly because he doesn't play that hot corner position. Nick Martinez would be an interesting player to get as well. I guess we can see if there's any interest in what kind of player we can trade for him. So it looks like they just want too much, frankly. So, I mean, understandable, but we don't need him that bad. We do have some good pitchers on our team, especially for who they want. All right, so we're going to go here. Do we just can Chris? I can't believe Chris Bryant can't play third base at all. His infield arm is 60. His range is not that great. But, you know, hopefully Christopher Morel kind of figures it out. I know we can kind of probably configure our lineup a little bit. Like, can Spencer play a little bit of third, technically? So, I mean, like, we can move things around. But ideally, we just let him continue to ride the bench. And then have Christopher Morel deal because he's a bit younger and has a bit better potential, of course. So Joe Rock is going to give up a walk here with 2 outs. But he's going to get... he's not going to give up any runs or anything. Chandler Simpson is going to strike out here for the first out of the inning. Jung Ho Lee is going to hit a single. He's seemingly been a pretty good pickup for us as well. His average is up to 287 overall. With us, it's 263, so it's a little bit worse than what he had with San Francisco. But I feel like he has been on a bit of a heater. So Spencer Torkelson is going to get into a fielder's choice. So we have a runner on second base with 2 outs for Parker Meadows. And he is going to hit an infield single. So it's going to move the runner to third, move him to first, and now hopefully move him to second. Move him to second, and he gets thrown out. Parker, get it together, buddy. So Nick Castellanos is up. First out, he's going to give up a single to Brandon Marsh there. And he is going to work into a double play. So far, so good for our pitcher. Dylan Dingler is going to strike out looking. Brandon Lowe is also going to strike out looking, or I mean, not looking, but swinging, but strike out. And Brian Rocchio is going to pop out there. Max Kepler is up. That is going to be a walk to start out the inning. Johan Rojas is going to get out. He tries to bunt, but misses it. And he grounds out into a fielder's choice. So he has good speed there at first base. But we have 2 outs here, so that runner doesn't really matter. Except now he matters a little bit more because now there's 2 guys on with 2 outs, but Bryce Harper is not clutch in this situation and grounds out harmlessly to end the inning. Jonathan is up for the first out. Christopher Morel is now up for the second out. Chandler Simpson is up for his second at bat and hits a single. So we know what time it is. It's time for him to get to second base. Time for him to get scared of going to third base. Jung Ho Lee hit a base hit the last time. He is going to ground out here, though. Unfortunately, we were not able to move Chandler Simpson to home base. Joe Rock has 3 strikeouts and 3 walks in 3 innings, so 3-3-3. So hopefully that trend does not continue, at least as far as the walks go. And it looks like he is going to go 1-2-3 in this inning. Spencer Torkelson is up. He is going to strike out swinging. Parker Meadows is up. He is going to fly out. Spencer is only at a 246 average, but he does have 7 home runs. Brandon Lowe does have 8. So, I mean, we have some guys with a little bit of pop, but we don't really have anyone that's too crazy as far as that goes. Brandon Lowe is up. He is going to get out here. And now we are into the top of the 5th. Joe Rock is up. He's going to give up a lead-off double. You don't like to see that. He does get the first out. He does get the second out, and with Trey Turner up, he is able to work around the lead-off double with no outs to keep the inning or keep the game at 0-0. Brian Rocchio is up though, and he is going to pop out there. Looks like it was pretty good contact though. Jonathan Aranda is also going to pop out, much worse contact. Christopher Morel is up, and he is unfortunately going to get out as well. Joe Rock through 5 innings. He's at 78 pitches. We're going to hope that he can get through this inning. We're going to see if he gets 2 runners on, then he's going to be taken out of the game. He's at 92 pitches. This will be his last at bat, and unfortunately, he blows the shutout that he had going, and he's going to fully collapse here. Not really. He only gave up a run, so I can't really be too upset at him. So Edmundo Sosa is up. So we can bring in Ryan Pepio. We can bring in some Pedro Avila action. He's been pitching pretty well for us, and hopefully do exactly just that and get the last out of the inning. Chandler Simpson is up. Had a base hit his last at bat. He's up to 48 stolen bases on the year. It's only a matter of time before he gets to 50 and much, much more than 50. Jung-Ho Lee is going to get out just like his battery mates. Chandler Simpson there did. Spencer Torkelson is up, and the score still remains 1-0 for us. Pedro Avila is going to stay in for this inning. He's going to give up a leadoff single. He is going to, it's a bunted foul. Fielder's choice here. So Johan Ross is doing the same thing he did before, where he rolled into a fielder's choice. Tons of speed on the bases. Pedro Avila needs to lock in here, and he does. He gets the second out of the inning. He's going to pitch around Bryce Harper. And again, with Bryce Harper with guys on base, is not able to come through, which has been really useful for us and not allowing them to blow open this game. So leadoff double, or actually a leadoff reach on error for Parker Meadows. So he's able to get the second base. So we have no outs. Good speed on second base. Dylan Dingler is up, but he is going to strike out looking. Very productive out for him. Not able to move the runner. Brandon Lowe pops out, so nobody's able to put the ball on the ground and move the runner, so he might get stranded there unless Brian Rocchio is clutch, and he is not. So despite the leadoff double, no one else on our team was clutch there for us, which you don't like to see. Pedro Avila is continuing to be a very nice free agent signing for us. He had sat in AAA for a little bit, and then we just brought him up just to see what he was able to do, and it looks like that was a smart choice. So Jonathan Aranda is up with his 315 average. Actually, his 23 RBIs is here, but he grounds out. Christopher Morel is up, had a home run in the last game, but not in this game. Chandler Simpson is up, and he is going to ground out, so we are doing actually nothing on offense. Kind of devastating. Pedro Avila is up still, so he's at 40 pitches, so we're going to actually look to take him out. We have a left-handed pitcher that is up, or left-handed hitter that is up, but his hitting is pretty bad, so we're not really too worried about him. So we could bring in Manuel again. He's been struggling a lot when we've brought him in. Kevin Kelly is at 100% energy as well, so we're going to insert him in and hope that in the top of this 9th here he's able to hold this game. He gives up a single there, he gives up another single, and he gives up a run. So unfortunately Kevin Kelly did not clutch it there, so we have a 2-run deficit that we need to make up in the bottom of the 9th. Jung-Ho Lee is up. Let's see what he is able to do. He leads off the inning with a single, so a really good start for us. Spencer Torkelson is up. Can he tie up the game? No. He strikes out swinging, seemingly when the ball was already in the catcher's mitt. Parker Meadow is up. He has 1 hit today, and he does hit a double, so we have the tying run that is on second base, and we have Dylan Dingler that is up. He is 0 for 2 on the day. He has been pretty good for us, and he is going to continue to be pretty good for us. So we actually tie up the game. So now we are in the bottom of the 9th, doing what we struggled to survive against with the other people. Brandon Lowe is up. He has a 233 average. I don't really want to pitch hint for him or anything, as we don't really have anyone else that's going to be too great to bring him in. And it looks like that is going to be 2 outs for us. Brian Rocchio is up, and that is going to be it for this inning. Kevin Kelly is up. He unfortunately gave up a run last game, or last inning, I should say, and that allowed the game to continue. So we are going to look on. I don't really want to bring in Manuel, but you know, it is what it is. So they have a guy in second base. Unfortunately, he immediately gives up a base hit. Brandon Marsh is up. I guess he randomly throws the second, so a 2-2 count, and unfortunately gives up a base hit up the middle. So Manuel Rodriguez, he is not long for this team because his ERA is just not been good for us lately. So we might be bringing him down and bringing someone new up. So again, we have a 2-run deficit. Jonathan Aranda is up, and he is going to fly out here. Christopher Morel is going to follow it up with an out of his own. Chandler Simpson is going to lose the game. I know it's a pass ball. I thought he was out, but now he is out there. So unfortunate for us, Manuel Rodriguez is going to get dropped off into AAA or released because that is like the 3rd time in a row that he has blown a lead. We can actually see if we can just shop him around because it is pretty useless to have a reliever that you cannot depend on to come in at all without giving up multiple hits and runs. So no one that's really too interesting. We could get someone like a Mitch Keller. He's pretty expensive, but he's pitching pretty well this year. So I don't know. I think we can grab him. Throw him into our bullpen to see how he responds. So unfortunate for us, you know, he's not doing well. We can look also at Zach Littell, and I don't. Oh, he refuses. Imagine refusing to be demoted. So we can also look to bring up one of our relievers. Maybe someone is doing well. He's doing well in AAA. He's a right fielder. He's not. He's doing pretty well. He's not doing well. Or no, he is. He has a 0 ERA, but he did not do well when he was up with us. So we can bring Jaime Barria up, or Jamie Barria. I guess it's probably Jamie. Could be Jaime. But he's going to come up into the majors, sit in our bullpen. And unfortunately, we blew another game. But I don't know. I felt like I kind of knew what I was getting with Manuel when I put him in. So it feels like that was more, I knew what was going to happen. And I still did it anyway. So Manuel will no longer be a problem for us. You can pitch bad for us one game and suddenly you're not in the organization anymore. It's kind of how we roll here. When you're not productive, we don't want you on our team. So 2 outs here. Kyle Schwarber is up and no runs for them on 1 walk. Chandler Simpson is going to lead off the inning with a double. His 50th hit, so he has more hits than stolen bases, which is actually kind of crazy. Let's see if he can steal third. He does not. Let's see if he can steal third. He does not. Let's see if he can steal third. He does. So he is up to 49 stolen bases. Sal has a 2-1 count, needs to put the ball in play, and he does just that. So he hits a pop-up, a really shallow pop-up it appears, but he did his job. So Chandler Simpson is able to score there. It looked like he got out, but I guess he didn't need to slide, which is looking quite odd. But Jonathan Aranda gets out for our second out, and it looks like Spencer Torkelson is going to strike out there. JT Realmuto is up. He's going to lead off the inning with a single. A bunted foul. First out of the inning, Edmundo Sosa is up for the second out of the inning. Max Kepler is up. There's a stolen base, but nothing happened for them, so still a 1-0 lead. Parker Meadows gets out. Next guy gets out. Brandon Lowe hits a single here with 2 outs. Brian Rocchio is up, but nothing happening for him, unfortunately. Johan Rojas is up. He is going to get the first out of the inning, a double by Trey Turner with 1 out here. Alex Bohm is up, and that is 2 outs, and nothing happening there despite the double by Trey Turner. Rachel Suarez is a good pitcher. Christopher Morel is going to get a hit off that good pitcher and get to first base. Chandler Simpson is back up, but he is going to get out this time. Sal Frelick is up, and he is going to get another single, so he, I guess, technically is heating up with his 154 average. Has not had enough at bats, so he's going to consistently jump up if he gets a couple of hits, but looks like that's going to be a fielder's choice there despite him having extremely slow speed. and nothing happening for us there. So got some action going, but nothing more than that. Kyle Schwarber is the first out, JT Romito is the second out, and Brandon Marsh is going to be the third out there. Parker Meadows is going to start out this inning with a leadoff double. We'll see if we're able to actually move him around. Dylan Dingler is going to hit a single and do just that and move him to third. He had to wait until the ball dropped before he ran. Ranger Suarez seemingly has a good stat line besides these two guys being on base. So Brandon Lowe is up and he is going to fly out. So you don't like to see that. Kevin Donahue. All right, so let's move here, and we are going to be grounding out here into the next inning. Let's see, I got a weird email. Okay, I got a lot of messages. Okay, 1 out here for Drew, 2 outs, and 3. Chandler Simpson is up. Sal Frelick is up, so nothing happening for us. Still barely holding on to a lead, so Drew Rasmuth, he's going to give up a run here in the 6th inning. We're going to preemptively take him out of the game. So Mitch Keller is on a heat streak, so I'm kind of just want to throw him in and see, what he's able to do for us. So he gives up a stolen base at a 2-0 count. He gets the first out of the inning. He gets the second out, and he does work out of that runner being in scoring position. So we're maintaining our lead. So a single here, love to see it, to lead off the inning. Spencer Torkelson is up 0 for 2 on the day, now 0 for 3. Parker Meadows is up. He is going to hit a single here and move the runner all the way to third, so you'd love to see that. Moving on to Dylan Dingler, he is going to strike out swinging. So guys on first and third with 2 outs here. So that is going to be it for that. So moving on to JT Realmuto is going to be a single to start out the inning. It is going to be the first out. Not the second out. So now we have 2 guys on base. Now it's the second out. Moving on to our next batter, and it's going to be the last out of the inning. Jose Ruiz is up. Brian Rocchio is going to lead off the inning with a single here. Christopher Morel is going to strike out swinging. Chandler Simpson is going to get out here on a line out. I think it said it was a fielder's choice. That was kind of weird, but a walk there. So now we have 2 guys on base for Jonathan Aranda, and he is unfortunately not clutch for us. So he grounds out there. Still barely holding on to our lead, but Mitch Keller is dealing for us. So we'd love to see that. Gives up a single here. Gives up, or no, he doesn't. Okay, I thought he gave up. I was looking for the runs that he gave up because the bases got cleared, but still doing well for us. So Spencer Torkelson gets out again. Parker Meadows gets another single today. So I believe that's at least 2 for the day. So you'd love to see that. He's going to try to steal second. He's a little bit too scared. So we're going to leave Dylan Dingler to line out there, unfortunately, to the outfield. Brandon Lowe is up with 2 outs here and nothing happening for us. So we are still hanging on to our 1-0 lead in the top of the 9th inning. So unfortunately, we have to bring in a closer and hope that he does not blow this game. So Kyle Schwarber is up. He is going to lead off the inning with a walk. We're going to get a double play, massive. So 2 outs here. Brandon Marsh is up. He is going to get a 2-out single for their 7th hit of the day. But unfortunately for them, that is all they're going to do. So we're able to end this video on a win. So a lot more wins than the last video, that is for sure. So you love to see that. 18-19, so we are 1 game back from being back at 500, only 2 games back from the New York Yankees in our division, 1 game back from the wild card. So playing a lot better. Our offense is not doing a ton, but our pitching is doing a lot better. So we'd love to see that. Love to see our starters ERAs in the 4th. Our bullpen is still top 10, I suppose you could look at it. But if our hitting starts to take off, then our team will really start to take off as well. So that's going to be it for this video. If you made it to this point, I appreciate it, and probably a little bit more pleasant of a listen than the previous one where I was crashing out for an hour and a half or however long I was playing all of those losses. But that's it for this one. Take care. Peace.